Ping lane's enough.
Well, that's twice. That's
yeah,
twice.
That's right. You don't pay me enough to mention it enough. I don't realize I can be bought cheaply.
Oh, I knew that a long time ago.
Yeah.
A meal usually is enough to do it, isn't it? Paul Berger just missing on the spare chance. And another 10. 2 of them for Paul to start the match. Looking for his second win in a row.
Now our first look at Stu Bergman. A couple years, right, since he's been with us?
Yeah, in fact, the last time was in a Tournament of Champions. Stu was the number 6 seed in the 1992 Tournament of Champions. That was the last time he was here in April of 92. He lost that first match to Glenn LeBlanc. And this is the first time he's been here in singles since then, so been a couple of years. Good to have Stu back.
Opening 7 box.
I know Stu is happy to be here. Happy to be anywhere. Had a flat tire on the way here, huh? Something we can all relate to, right?
Last week was Bob Whitcomb stuck in traffic. This week it's Stu. I think we better stay put. Thank God we don't have to go out for lunch. Ooh, hang on.
He
Whoa.
got it. Played it perfectly. Hangs on for the spare. These two guys are pretty good friends, so there's going to be some good-natured barbs back and forth, I'm sure, during the course of this match.
That's right. It's a whole new meaning for spare as far as Stu goes.
Very good. Think that up yourself?
Oh, yeah, I just jumped into my head.
Wow.
I get these spurts once in a while. And a 9 box, 29 for Paul Berger.
Paul looking for that first mark. Just caught the head pin, and usually at Park Place, if you get a thin hit on the head pin, sometimes that's just as good as a powerful hit. And there's the spare as a result. That's true in most places, though, isn't it? If you get a thin hit, sometimes that's better than...
Yeah, the longer you keep the pins in play, the more damage they can do.
I don't know if you'd want to depend on it on a regular basis,
no.
But...
I always chuckle when people ask me, now, are you shooting for the 1-3 pocket or the 1-2 pocket? I'm shooting for the head pin. I'm hoping I'm going to go in one of those pockets.
Well, I think, too, it's always... We've talked about this before. I think, for instance, in the case of, say, a 1-3 spare lead where you have 2 pins next to each other, it's tough to aim for the space.
That's right.
You want to aim for the pin.
The object pin that gives you the best chance of making the spare. Correct.
Stu Bergman over to lane 31 here at Park Place, and look at the wobbly lead.
The 1, 3, and 8 pins, and somehow he got a piece of wood to come out in front of the 1 and the 3. Another one behind. It looks like I got a shot of making this one.
All 3 pins were still wobbling when he knocked it for the spare.
I believe last time Stu was with us, he was single. We'll have to check with him, but he is married now.
Yes, you are correct, sir. Stu's wife, Karen. They have a little daughter, Christina, who's also here.
8-pin drop on Paul's spare. And he's going to be shooting at the 1 and the 2. Piece of wood now coming up behind the 2-pin.
Yes.
2 in a row.
And a chance at bonus money here for Paul Berger, which reminds us to remind you about Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan. Route 97, Main Street, Salem, New Hampshire. Come to Salem and save. Emmett Horgan in the crowd at Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan, providing bonus money opportunities for our bowlers all season long here on Stars and Stripes. And Paul Berger is going to have to make the 2-6 with no wood for $25.
We got to give more than 25 for this. I'll take another buck out of my pocket if he makes it.
Well, keep your wallet. Nine. Paul has to settle for just the 2 in a row. Stu Bergman now, as you see, stepping up, working on a mark in the 4th. Stu works as an accountant for Brandeis University in Waltham, Massachusetts. I'll bet he's, excuse me, Dan, I'll bet he's dropped in on a Celtics practice or two. He works at Brandeis.
Which we want to wish them the best of luck.
That's with the season underway, and how refreshing it is to have 2 professional sports actually playing at the same time.
God, I thought bowling was going to be the game in town, all over the place there for a while. Ooh, big 9 drop for Stu. Leaves the 4-pin.
And that wood moving away, but might be able to use it as a guide.
I expect to see Roger Clemens on the show one of these days. Ooh, because the ball came back. Like a page out of Bob Whitcomb's book from last week. He had that ball coming back all day long. Obviously, he didn't come back enough for him because he's not here, but had a tough time with Paul Berger last week, and Paul's on a mission.
Well, Paul will shoot this time at the 2-10, but unlike the 2-6 leave he had a moment ago, he's got a favorably angled piece of wood this time. And there you go. For the spare.
No, it's 3 marks out of the last 4 boxes. Unfortunately, he has an open in the 6, costing the bonus money. You see the replay of that spare. Now he'll fill it on lane 31, just missing the head pin, and let's see. Make it a half dozen. 1, 2, 9, 10 left.
Nope. Head pin's still there. $100 through 8 for Paul Berger, and the lead by 9.
Kicks out the 6 and 10 and watch out. 2 falls into the 4 and almost cleared the 7.
Now he's just got to be careful that he doesn't spin that wood the wrong way if he hits it. He does have room to get by, and he does get by. Fine shot for Stu Bergman on the single. His 3rd mark. Each bowler with 3 now. Stu will be looking for a little better fill this time. He's hit 6 and 5 with the first 2, and this time just 4.
This time on the head pin, too. Just drove everything straight back.
And now trying to escape. Seven. And the lead now 14 for Paul Berger. So we have, we mentioned that Paul and Stu are good friends. We have an accountant and a director of purchasing. We could probably open up a little business here while these 2 guys are here.
Paul trying to slide the wood next to the 3-pin over into the 4, but it didn't happen.
$9. Paul finished up a week ago with a 145 3rd game. He started with a 113. He'll be below 120 again unless he can mark here in the 10th.
Well, let's see. The wood's going to turn a little bit. He's got a chance. Going to play the wood next to the 2-pin and slide everything from left to right. And try to corral the 3, 6, and 10. It's a little high.
So this will be 3 games out of 4, including last week, that Paul's been below his average. But he has the lead in the match here. 118 opening game for Paul Berger. 2 marks here could give Stu Bergman the lead, though. Here's the shot at the first one. It'll be the 6-pin.
You know, he's on lane 31. He had the 6-pin all alone and went by it. This time, the sister pin, the 4.
And now he's going to step back.
Sorry, missed the 4-pin. This is the 6.
Stepping back because that wood kept moving around. Just enough to be a distraction right where it is now. Right at it, though, for the spare.
Spare in the 9th. He'll gain 1 in count, down by 13, minus this ball. So it'll be a very close match.
There's the good fill for Stu. 8. Chance to take the lead if he were to make this. Chance for bonus money, too. There it is. Spare in the 10th. So a strike for $25 in bonus money and 5 or more for the lead. It's at 114 right now.
Oh, you called it.
There it is. 5. 119 for Stu Bergman. 1 pin the difference after 1 game. And we're back with game 2 and details on our bonus ball contest in a minute. You know the magic words. Regular size postcards only. Send them in for the bonus ball contest. Be sure and fill them out with your name, your full address, and the number from 1 to 10. The number, of course, the number of pins you think will drop on the bonus ball at the end of the show. And then mail those cards to us at Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. And we will be sure to put them in the big bin here and get you ready to win some cash here on Stars and Strikes. Stu Bergman with a 1-pin lead after 1 game.
Now it kicks out the 8-pin, which is a help with a 3-5 left.
Got it, just able to sweep that over. His 6th spare of the match.
See the replay of that?
Kind of a double cap that time. And the good fill of 8.
4-7, trying to make it 2 in a row and set himself up for the bonus. Oh, he's got to hurry.
Nope.
His ball will break back to the right ever so slightly. That time I kind of straightened right out on him and just got the 7.
The 10. 28 opening pair. Look at the concentration of Paul Berger.
Well, he wants the 10-pin to go. I don't think he wanted that one. Now, let's see where the wood settles down, though. He made, well, it's possibilities. He's going to move those 2 pieces of wood out in front somehow.
Hit and hope.
Right. 2 H's.
No. And the 9 box for Paul. Don't forget, Saturday at noon, we'll have another edition of Candlepin Skins. from the Londonderry Bowling Center. Candlepin Skins every Saturday at noon here on the Winds, and of course, Stars and Strikes every Sunday at noon.
Spread eagle for Paul Berger right through the middle. Clear out the 2-4-7, 3-6-10 left.
$10 for Paul. Nice job on the spread eagle, making it look easy, converting it for the 10. And of course, if you get a chance to visit us here at Park Place Lanes, whether it be for a taping of Candlepin Stars and Strikes or whether you're here to do some bowling on your own, be sure to make a point of visiting the Willow Tree North Restaurant, located right inside Park Place Lanes. Great food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Great food, great service. And of course, it's where the crew eats.
And I'm sure if you stopped in on a Saturday, Sunday at noon, they would have Candlepin Stars and Strikes on the tube.
That's right. Kind of an interesting way to watch the show.
Yeah.
Just come down here and watch it on the big screen.
Probably meet some of the crew.
Stu Bergman going to make a conversion here after a light hit.
Oh, he's giving it a run. He's giving it a run.
Oh, yeah. What a great shot.
As soon as it left his hand, he was in the 2-4 pocket. Just a matter if he could make the 2-pin dance across for the 10, and he did just that.
Great shot. Yep. Paul Berger now. Full on the head pin, gets the kick out on the 6.
4-7 left, and let's see where that wood's going to end up.
It's going to go over there. Question is, will it stay? Right where Paul wants it for the spare. All spares so far this week. 4 of them for Paul Berger, 7 of them for Stu Bergman. And Paul will have a shot at another one here.
And big 9-pin drop on that spare. Leaves just a 10-pin. And some wood that I like.
I think Paul liked it too for 2 marks in a row, and he has, at least for the moment, taken the lead in the match. Good one going just about at the halfway point here at Park Place. We'll be back on Stars and Strikes in a minute.
Here are the winning numbers from last night's Tri-State Megabucks drawing.
Both bowlers working on spares as we return here on Stars and Strikes. Stu Bergman made a spectacular one right before the break. And the fill will be 6.
2, 4, 7, and 10. The wood is not at a real good angle.
Nope. Oh, almost. The ball deflected over, but didn't do anything, and almost got that last piece of wood to go over there and clip the 10, but not quite. Instead, it's a $10 and a 62 half, and let's see what happened here. There's the ball going behind, and then just missing. Back on the head pin. Very tough shot, though.
3, 5, and 9. Yeah, what makes it so tough is that 9-pin in the back. You got to be heavy on the 3-pin to carry the 9, and then you run the risk of being too heavy and leaving the 5.
Nope. That's the danger. $10 it is. 2 of them. That trip for Stu Bergman. And now Paul Berger with a shot at bonus money here, working on 2 marks in a row. Oh my, just 3. Well, this will be worth 25. Makes this. Oh, how about it? Almost.
Oh, give him the money.
Everything but the 2-pin. And that's a great 10 bucks, nonetheless. Here's what happened. Watch the 3-pin go over into the 4, actually into the 8, and then the 4.
Well, about halfway through the match, and the lead is just 2 pins for Stu Bergman. And hello, let's try another shot here. Mercy.
That was a very strange punch-out. The 1, 7, 8, and 9. And one of the pieces of wood came back out front, which might be the most unusual part of that whole shot. You knock out the back row, and yeah, something jumps out front. 8 bucks.
Now Stu gained 2 more in count, so now the lead is 4 pins, 3 in this string. Close match. Scores aren't real high, but the match is certainly close.
Nope, Stu's had a couple of those kinds of leaves. $9. Something a little better to shoot at this time for Stu, the 2, 4, and 7.
He's got to try to stay away from that front piece of wood that's looking right directly at him. From that angle, doesn't look like he could get by, but he can. Oh, did,
wow.
But just too far to the left. So he's had a little drought here. 4 open frames after having a mark in the 1st and the 4th. Chance for Paul Berger to grab the lead again. Trailing by just 4 pins.
Missing the head pin, though.
Not quite. Well, you can gain 1 with a 10 box.
Does so. Pocket hit that time. Brooklyn's side, and you could tell that something good was going to happen on that ball.
Well, I guess we can say what we want about thin hits and things, but that was dead in the pocket, and it was just a matter of time.
First strike of the day. Well, now there's a thin hit.
And there's
still
a
falling.
weird leave.
Would have been even more weird without that 3-pin going over.
4, 8, 9, and 10. Double piece of wood in front of the 4 and 8.
Let's see. No, not enough of an angle to get over into the corner. And 9 for Stu, 99. With 1 box to go here in the second, and he knows that Paul Berger has that strike sitting there, so it'd be crucial to get a mark up here in the 10th. Nope. And the 8 for Stu. A 107, 2-game total 226, and it would figure with Paul Berger having that strike sitting there that he will take the lead in the match.
Just a matter of how many. Stu had a real drought there. Last 6 boxes, no marks.
Right after making that great shot.
Oh, wow. That was right in the 1-3 pocket. You know, I want that wood to stay there, but, well, still the possibilities.
No.
Enough angle to carry the 7, but it's a 9 fill, and that'll give him the lead. And he'll still have the 10th box to work on.
9 box for Paul. So his lead is 7 now in the match, and he's opposite an 8 box here in the 10th. Missing the headpin to the right. So this is still going to be a single-digit affair going to the 3rd game.
Still very close.
And an 8 for Paul, 115, and a 2-game total of 233. A 7-pin lead for Paul Berger with 1 game to go here on Stars and Strikes, and we'll be back with it in a minute. Strikes, week 2 of the 4-week series. There's the situation for Paul Berger as he leads off here. Game 3 with a strike. Wow. We get back just in time. Again, a Brooklyn hit for the strike for Paul. Look out, there's another one. Same hit. Took a little longer, but again, on the Brooklyn side for Paul Berger, the double strike to start game 3.
First one, he tripped the 6-pin. This time, the 10-pin falls into the 6 for the double strike, and all of a sudden, that 7-pin lead, unless Paul and Stu Bergman can put some marks up, is really going to jump up.
For the spare, and yes,
yes,
the wood helped out. Stu had a similar leave earlier, but didn't have any help. That time, the wood in the middle, or to the right, helped. Came off the sidewall.
There you see it. Of course, the thing we don't talk about that much because it hasn't happened, and that's Paul Berger's going to be shooting for $250 if he throws another strike when he gets up.
That's right. 8 fill for Stu, and maybe some possibilities here, although the wood in the back is deep.
Yeah, the wooden back is deep, but it will hopefully keep the 3-pin in play. So now he's going to be too far to the right. This is a huge ball coming up for Paul Berger, not only because of the bonus money.
That's an 8 box for Stu Bergman. Ball dipping into the channel.
But because it's a double strike, and the ball counts twice.
And, of course, if he throws a 3rd one, it's $250 in bonus money.
He's got a shot at it.
A little full, and that might have cost him just a little bit full on the headpin.
But
Pretty good chance at a spare here, I think, though.
No, the wood turned.
Oh, that would have been worth $25 had he made it.
And all of a sudden, he has 57 pins through 3 boxes, the benefit of that double strike. And the lead now is climbed to 28. $359. Piece of wood looking right at him next to that 3-pin.
Yes.
Actually, it helped him. Spare in the 4th for Paul Berger.
His 9th mark. But the difference in the match right now, the double strike. Paul leads by 28.
Four horsemen plus the 8-pin.
Next week, Mark Gregory from Beverly, Massachusetts, our number 2 seed, will be in to face the winner of this one. 10 for Stu. And he tries the Brooklyn side, and let's see. He'll leave the 9-pin.
I'll leave the 9. He's got to watch out because that wood out in front, 2 of them now are They're quite a ways out in front of that 9 pin.
What will you find when you go to the set?
He's going to need something to come off the wall.
Oh, great shot.
Very nicely done. Right straight back. Both marks in the 4th now.
And that takes us to the break with Paul Berger in the lead here on Stars and Strikes. Don't go away. Paul Berger to work on a spare. He's marked in 3 of the first 4 boxes here in the 3rd game. Of course, the first 2, a double strike. Just 3 this time on the fill. Going inside for the spare. Great shot. Played it perfectly. That was a strike ball, really, that second ball.
Really was. Plays it to the left of the head pin. The ball goes down and clears out the 4-7.
2 marks in a row. Chance for bonus money, but again, Paul missing the head pin.
This time, 1, 2, 4, and 9 pins. No wood.
Nope. Well, that's the 4th time in this match that Paul's had 2 marks in a row, but been unable to convert for bonus money. Nice $10, though. And he does add to the lead with, or perhaps could add to the lead with that extra mark. Stu Bergman also working on a spare here. He could really use a strike. Oh, but instead, 2. The 1 and the 5.
Yeah, it's bad enough getting 2, but when you chop out the 1 and the 5, you say, how close was I to the 1-3 pocket or the 1-2? Good effort there, cleaning out another 4, well, actually 5 more pins. Leaves himself at 3, 6, 10. Well, you look at the 2 on the spare up there, and it just doesn't tell the story. You're thinking half Worcester or something, not the 1-5.
It's a hard-working $10, too, after a 1-5 fill. Well, Stu has 9 marks, all of them spares, but they've been well scattered. He really hasn't been able to put any together, and there are 2 more, this time the half Worcester. Give it a run. Leaves the 7-10. Well, Stu is going to need a rousing comeback here in the last 4 boxes. He trails by 36. Paul Berger looking for his 2nd win in a row. After he lost that match 2 weeks ago. And I told him that he had plenty of time left in the season to get back for another visit. I had no idea it would be this soon.
I guess he didn't believe you. Spare in the 7th for Paul Berger now. Well on his way. 2 in a row. See the replay of that. Head pin going down, clearing the 7 out.
There's that Brooklyn hit again. Boy, he's wearing out that pocket all of a sudden.
He scrambled 8 there, and nothing touched the 3 or the 7. And he's not going to have anything else to shoot at, I don't believe. That other piece of wood looks to be out of play.
Cindy Sissom will go down to check it. He may want it in play.
Cindy was on the fly, too. You see that? She was really moving down there.
That piece of wood might help Paul if it's in play, but it is out. So it's an 8 fill and not much to shoot at here.
6-7. There's room to cut it over, but not much. Oh.
Paul knew he was close.
Got Paul excited.
$10. 124 through 8. So again, Paul coming up with his best game here in the 3rd.
Last week it was 145, was it?
Yep.
He's well on his way to that. He's 124 already. Stu Bergman looking for his 10th mark. There's been no bonus money here today. Oh, my. That'll be a 9.
Stu seems to have fallen into a pattern in this show of either being dead on the head pin, as he was there, or missing it. That time he got a break. At least has something to shoot at, and he converts it for the spare. Paul Berger well in command here, as you can tell. Well, let's see. Last week, Paul Berger was at 237 through 2 and wound up with a 382. This week he was 233 through 2. And he might be up around 380 again, at least.
Oh. Well, just missing the 10 pin. 134. Two, 4, 5, 7. Cluster of 4 in the left-hand corner.
And got it for the spare. 144 plus a ball. That's mark number 12 in the match for Paul Berger.
Just directly off the wall, comes back. Knocks down the 5 pin for the spare.
Just got by the head pin. A 5, Phil. 149. And would you believe it? Another 382. Second week in a row. Paul's in a rut. But it's a rut he'll take if it is good enough to win every week. That's an 8 fill for Stu Bergman on a spare. Stu still has room for bonus money. And he'll have a crack at it here. That's 2 marks in a row. That's 11 marks for Stu Bergman, all of them spares. He struggled on fills, though, today.
I think he'd be due for a strike. Oh, it's not going to happen. He'll earn his $25 if he can knock down the 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. No wood.
Nope. So no bonus money today. But the second win in a row for Paul Berger with an identical 382. For Stu Bergman, it's a 117 final game and a 3-game total of 343. The handshake, and Paul Berger has his second straight win. We'll be back to talk to the bowlers and have another go at our bonus ball contest in a minute. Welcome back to Candlepin Stars and Strikes, and it's in the books again for Paul Berger, another 382, another victory, and on the way up here is Stu Bergman, and he's got a little friend this time. Come on up and turn toward the camera so we can get you both on. This is Christina, right? This is. Can you say hi, Christina? Either they say nothing at all or they grab the microphone. Right. It's one or the other. It's good to see you again, Stu. It was kind of a frustrating day. It just didn't seem to happen. You had a lot of marks on the board, but couldn't really get anything cooking.
No, I really couldn't get too warmed up. Hopefully next time, though, I'll bowl a little better. But I'm happy I bowled Paul. He's one of my idols, so hope he does good. He'll go on and win it, I hope.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? See, I told you. I predicted that would happen. Yeah, you guys, I guess, have known each other for quite some time. First time you ever had a chance to bowl against each other on television?
Yes. Yeah. It was an experience.
Well, Paul is one of the best, as I know you know, and he's had a great record here, and now he's won 2 in a row, and he's halfway home. It's tough to go all the way from the bottom, but he's got 2 of them done, and I know it's been quite some time since you visited us, so don't stay away so long, all right?
I won't.
All right, thanks very much, Stu. Congratulations. Bye, Christina. All right, now it's time for our bonus ball contest, and to do that, we call once again on Paul Berger, as we have $30 in the jackpot. Paul will be trying to top his performance last week of 4. And, oh, he's done it. He's done it. 6.
Plenty to spare.
Let's see. It is a match. That 6 is a match for Mary Booth of Dover, New Hampshire. Congratulations, Mary. That's $30 and also a brand new set of bowling balls from Paramount Industries. Mr. Berger, you will also get a brand new set of bowling balls, and congratulations. You're in this rut here, 382.
Yeah, it's not a bad rut if it's at least one better than your opponent. And yeah, I was fortunate the double strike. I mean, that's the difference in the match. You come out early in the third string, and Stu was getting a lot of splits, and so be it.
Well, I think you figured this all out. You just bowl one good game, that third game, and that's enough, right?
It has been so far, but I can't count on it the rest of the way.
All right, well, next week, Mark Gregory comes in.
I know Mark. He's tough.
Another Massachusetts bowler. We're sticking with the Bay State here in this series. Congratulations, 2 in a row. We'll see you next week.
Great, thanks.
All right, Paul Berger, another win in the books. And here's a look at what will be coming up now the next 2 weeks here on Stars and Strikes. We've talked about Mark Gregory, our number 2 seed, next week with that 694. And then Glenn Shattuck, Dan, whom I know you know, in that number 1 spot out of Concord, New Hampshire. He's been really on a roll personally lately, and he continues to bowl well.
I hope he does real well, because he did very well against me a couple of nights ago in the league, and it really taught me a few lessons. He's a great athlete, and he's finally starting to make the show, so I expect big things from him.
All right, that's 2 wins in a row for Paul Berger, and we'll come back and see if he can pull the hat trick next week, as he will face Mark Gregory of Beverly, Massachusetts. And we hope you'll join us then. Don't forget, though, Saturday at noon from the Londonderry Bowling Center, we'll be with you once again for Candlepin Skins. So until next weekend, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a good week, everybody.